me get my microphone together, plug in the mic so that you can hear me. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is Goddess Temple Sunday, and I am so excited that you are here on Facebook. If you're having a problem hearing me, because I just plugged the microphone in after the broadcast started. So Facebook, let me know if you can hear me. Instagram, I know that y'all can hear me, and YouTube. Goddess Only K is there. Goddess Ashante, Goddess Her Candy, Goddess Boss Check. Yes, good morning, Goddess. We are going to be talking about the power, the healing power of telling your story and why you must. The healing power of telling your story and why you must. Wait, let me just type into the comments on Facebook. Can you hear me? Facebook, let me know if you can hear me or if you can't. Hi, Goddess Janita. Hi, Goddess Tanisha. Happy Sunday. So I am so excited about today's session. Goddess Her Candy says she can hear. Goddess Shanita says she didn't get a text. Yes. Okay. So for everybody who's on the text list, on my text list, you did not get a text this morning because I'm switching from the current text company to a different one that is going to text you, that's going to Facebook message you. So I'm glad you're here, even if you didn't get a text. All right. So let's get started, because Goddess Only K said this is about to be good. Yes, it is. This is about to be good, because there have been so many signs this week. You know, like sometimes when God just shows out and you're like, oh my goodness, you know, you're like, oh my God, the universe is so dope, like in the way that things are like unfolding. That has been this conversation that we're going to be having today. I received so many signs that we need to be having this talk about you, telling you about us, bringing our story into the world, that is just a must. It is an absolute must. So let's get into some gratitude and get this healing Goddess Temple Sunday party started, shall we? Yes. Hello, Goddess Marlene. Okay, so we are Hister Circle, basking in the fullness of the moon, and we take the hands of the goddess to the left of us. Okay, she's over there in Nigeria. Hey, sis. We take the hand of the goddess to the right of us. Oh, sis, you're over there in France. We feel you. We see you. Bonjour. And we begin with Mother, Father, God. Thank you so very, very much for bringing us together on this beautiful, incredible day. Thank you for waking us up to see another day, another minute, another week, and reminding us that while we are still here and we are still on this journey in this beautiful earth school, that we are not finished yet, but in fact, we are just getting started. We are so very grateful, so very thankful that you helped on this vast planet to find each other. And we love and we welcome these beautiful, incredible lessons about finding ourselves, about revealing ourselves, delving into our truth and finding the you in us, finding the divine in who we are, and getting more clear about our walk in this beautiful earth school. Please continue to guide us and keep us safe, and let us know that we are safe, that it is safe to be who we are. It is safe to show up as our full and complete selves. Please guide our words, our thoughts, and our actions. And let me know, as I always ask, where you would have me go, what you would have me do, what you would have me say, and to whom. In your name we say, amen. Ashe, and so it is, goddesses. Amen. Ashe, and so it is. Yes, 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 yes. Goddess Temple Sunday. Let's get this party started. So if you're joining us for the first time, welcome. Goddess Temple Sunday happens live Sundays, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Facebook and Instagram with a replay after on YouTube. Please come play with us live. We have a beautiful time, and I see that the goddesses are all here who are needing this message today. So we've been talking about your shadow, right? We've been talking about your shadow and the masks that we wear, because the retreat that I have this year, Retreat 2020 at Omega in June, is the Goddess Unmasked Retreat and the Liberation Summer Camp, which is all about stripping away the veils, the veneers, the faces, all of that in order to be unapologetically yourself. And the shadow self, as we've been talking about, is the part of ourselves that is unloved, the part of ourselves that we have stuffed down, forbidden, said is not welcome to the party because we got the messaging that that part of ourselves is not welcome. And so we need to talk about then, how do we remove those masks? How do we begin to rescue that shadow self so that it doesn't have to act out, so it doesn't have to sabotage us, so it doesn't have to procrastinate, so that it doesn't have to under negotiate, so that it doesn't have to, get us in codependent relationships or all of the beautiful, ugly ways that the shadow shows out. Yes, thank you for the hearts. Thank you for the hearts. Thank you for the hearts. And so the most powerful thing that we have, the most very powerful thing that we have is actually a reclamation. And that is telling our stories. Each and every one of us has so many different stories, and every year we have more and more stories. And our ancestors in many different generations didn't have access to be able to do something that we take for granted, so simple as being able to speak our truth and tell our stories. Because generations and generations of people, under threat of being hanged or burned or having their tongue cut out or, being shamed even, all of those things, cast out of the tribe, rejected, thrown away, did not have the power to be able to just say, this is my truth. And so we need to tell our stories, not only to heal ourselves, but to heal generations going back, to heal our bloodlines, to heal all those who were unable to tell their stories. That's why we have oftentimes so many gaps in our personal histories. Yes, so many gaps in our personal histories because people could not tell their stories. And so for us, the challenge is that many of us will not, or are afraid to, in totality, tell our stories, speak our truth, be who we are, and show up unapologetically. Wherefore, those who came before, they could not. We will not often, or are fearful to, but they just could not. And so you have a very sacred duty, to speak your truth, to tell your story, to heal yourself, and to move forward unmasked and in your power. And so, as I said, that we have many stories. Type that down. I have many stories, because you have your personal stories and your experiences that you have. You have your cultural stories. You have the stories of, those people who raised you, whether they were your blood relations or not. You have the stories of your blood relations. I have many stories. I have many stories. And there is power in my story. Type that in the comments. You too watching on replay. There is power in me daring to tell my story. There is power in me daring to tell my story. Goddess Janice, I'm so glad you're here because I'm about to mention you a little bit later. Yes, there is power in me telling my story. Goddess Shanita said, oh, wow, I was looking at that part of myself this morning. There is power in you. Yes, Goddess Sharma, I have many stories, and there is power in me telling my story. And so it's funny because for a few years, I have known that a part of my calling is that, like, I've always heard like the number, like, write a book a year. which is part of the things that I kind of turned off and ignored because it's overwhelming and it's a lot and all of those things. But as my calling this year is to hold space in unmasking, that requires me to be unmasked. That requires me to step into my truth. That requires me to step into my power. And so it was funny because I was talking to some of my beautiful retreat partners who are the organizing folks at the Omega Institute in Rhinebeck, New York, where the Goddess Unmasked retreat will be. And we were talking about them ordering my materials for the bookstore. And so they were talking about ordering my previous two books, so Dare and The Sacred Bombshell Handbook of Self-Love. And so I said, oh, there's a third book that you need to put on there that is going to be, in a way, like a textbook for the retreat. And you need to put on the list that, you know, that they're going to need to order it. And so she's like, okay, well, give me the information, the ISBN number, give me all the information so we can order the book. And I said, well, I haven't written it yet. And I can hear the pause on the phone, and she's like, you want me to put on the order form that we're going to order this book, but you have not written it yet. It is not published yet. It is not in the world yet, but you want us to put on this order form. I said, yes. Yes, we need to be aware that they will be purchasing the book. The book will be in the bookstore, but no, I have not written it yet. And then I could hear another pause on her phone, and then it was really funny because then I looked up on my desk, and I had this, which somebody recently sent me. Let me show you Instagram. And if it's showing backwards on your screen, it says, go ahead, underestimate me. That'll be fun. And no shade at all toward the lady that I was talking to. It was not aimed at her. It just happened to be on my desk and then somebody had sent to me. But it was so funny because I hadn't spoken my book a year pledge, promise into the world, even to you, because then I would be accountable for having to do that. But it is about being accountable. It is, I am accountable. We need to be accountable. I'm accountable to the fact that my books need to be written. I'm accountable to the fact that my work needs to be out into the world. You are accountable for the fact that we need your books, your stories. We need your courses. We need your speeches and talks. We need your movies, your artwork. We need your t-shirts and your mugs. We need your quotes and your sayings. We need everything that you have. And it is time for us to step up, to be accountable, to say, okay, yes, this is who I am, and I am going to do the things that I say that I'm going to do. Type that in the comments. I do the things I say I'm going to do. I do the things that I say that I'm going to do. And so, you know, now I cannot not write the book because I already got on the line with this lady and told her to make sure that she's got room in the bookstore for it. Goddess Tynesha says, accountability, that's her word. She says, why am I emotional? She says, why am I emotional? And so it's funny because then it gets even, you know, even more powerful and even deeper. So a couple of days after that, I woke up and like the whole like download came to me of a new offering for the goddesses who are in the Visibility Lab are writing books, because that is one of the fastest ways to establish your platform, establish your message, turn your message into a movement, etc. So I woke up, I woke up in the morning and wrote this all out, and it's wrinkled, but my eyes half closed. And it was about like, you know, doing a book brand business boot camp about like helping you to step into your visibility by writing your book. We're going to write it together quickly, and how to market your book, how to build the platform around it, put it into the world in a big way, and monetize by building your business around it, which is, I'm very, very excited about that. But I wrote that down, didn't think about it, didn't look back at it, then went on about my day, which was going to the post office to go and mail the planners for the people who won the planners, to mail the planners to them. So when you get those planners, the 3 people who won know that they were sent with love specifically from me. And going to the post office is no small feat. I've spoken about it before. I think I had to go like three times maybe in the past 6 years. And it's traumatizing. I said to my sister, I was like, are they going to take the package from me? And, are they going to help me to wrap it up and provide, materials? And she was like, yeah, then they're going to read you a bedtime story. And she was like, no, they're not going to do that. No, that's not going to happen. So anyway, so I went to the post office, and because the universe loves me and loves you and loves all of us, the universe sent, a mama, granny, amazing person at the universe who said in the post office, who said to me, she said, "You that spiritual book writing girl?" And I was like, I guess. Like, I never put that those terms together. She's like, "You're that spiritual book writing girl." And I was like, yeah, I guess, yeah, I am that spiritual book writing girl. And so she had said that I can't remember if it was her daughter or her niece or someone, she was like, watches your videos. So shout out to her, shout out to the daughter, the niece of the beautiful queen in the post office. Yes, I'm the spiritual book writing girl, which was actually a really, really cool affirmation for me, because I feel like now my last book, was 5 years ago, and it feels like it was just so very long ago, that I was really happy that she used that description. Like, for me, it was like very affirming. It was like, yay, yes, yay, you see me, yes, I am that spiritual book writing girl. And so to my sister who said they're not going to help you and give you a bedtime story and all of that, she actually did. She hooked me up. So then she came out, and I was like, listen, I was like, "Miss, I'm trying to send," I dropped the rose quartz. I was like, "I'm trying to send this wand. I'm trying to send, some crystals, and I'm trying to send," it was the bigger version of these planners. I was like, "And this planner, I'm trying to send all this stuff, and I need envelopes, I need tape, I need whatever so I can send these to these people." And so we got into a whole conversation about it, and she hooked me up. She brought out tape, she brought out stuff, and yes, there was no bedtime story, but mama hooked me up at the post office. So type that in the comments. My angels are all around me. My angels are all around me. My angels are all around me, right? So she came out, she hooked it up. And when I was leaving, she said, "You better bring me back a book." And she was like, "Didn't ask." She said, "You better bring me back a book, and I want to rock and everything." And usually I would say to people, look, you can go to Amazon and purchase, or Barnes and Noble or whoever, but mama said it with such definition that she wasn't asking. It was like, look at here, girl, clear this table. You got to take these dishes into the kitchen, and you gonna wash them. And, so she's like, "You gonna bring me back a book, and I want to rock and everything." And I was like, "Yes, ma'am." Yes, ma'am. So I will be going back to the post office this week, because my angels are all around me, and I will be bringing her all of that, because my angels are all around me. So then I go on with my day, and in the Spiritpreneur Visibility Lab, we have a weekly Q&A check-in, and on that check-in, I did 18 ways to promote your webinar, and I was sharing that with the group, and then I had 2 one-on-one sessions with 2 of the goddesses in the Spiritpreneur Visibility Lab. Now, here's where it gets, I want to use the word weird, but not weird, but it just is what it is. So the first goddess, Lady S, she says to me, she shares with me this book, we're going to build she wants to build her funnel around her book that she is writing. And she's putting her book into the world, and it is dope. It's amazing. It's an incredible book. And I promise you, you will be reading it this summer. It's going to be on your summer reading list. So she explains this to me, and we then start to build out her structure and the strategy around that, the beginning strategy around her book launch and how she can monetize that. And then I go into the session afterward with Goddess A, I'll say. So I go into the session with Goddess A. Oh wait, and Goddess S, she said to me, she was like, it's very important that I want to release this on my birthday. She told me when her birthday was. She was like, I want to release this on my birthday. So I was like, absolutely. Here's how we're going to make this happen. So then I get into the session now with Goddess A, and they're completely different goddesses. You know, Goddess S her work is around, you know, sensual empowerment and sexuality, sensuality, and your power in that way. And Goddess A is a Christian life coach. And so Goddess A says to me, I want to build my spiritpreneur business, my visibility plan, all of that around my book that I want to write, and I want to get this book out, and, you know, and all of that. And so we're structuring that. And she says, and it's important to me that I get it out by my birthday. And their birthdays were 1 month apart. And I just started laughing. And she was like, you know, like, okay, like, you know, like, and I was like, oh my goodness. And I told her the conversation that I just had, and both of their sessions are taped. So I told her, Goddess S doesn't know this story because she was the first person, that I'm going to find out, can I share their sessions with each other? But I'll find out if I can share their sessions with you, because they literally both said the same exact words. I got to get it out by my birthday. And it was like, ping. Okay. All right. Yes. Our stories matter. Our stories matter, not only because you can build your business around it, but because there is right now a calling that is on the world. There is a calling for us, everybody who is within the sound of my voice, Goddess Marlene, Goddess Keisha, Goddess Tynesha, the Goddess Builder, Goddess Ariam, Goddess Honey is Pretty, Goddess Only K. There is a calling right now for us to stand up and heal our corner of the world. And the beautiful thing is that we have the power of the tongue, the power of speaking your story into the world, speaking your transformation. Your story is going to heal other people. Hit the share button, hit thumbs up, hit subscribe, hit something to let the algorithm know that we got to keep on doing this. And type into the comments, my story is going to heal other people. So your story to heal you, but your story will heal other people. And you don't have to have, like, you know, people feel like, you know, wow, well, look at her story. Her story is so interesting. I don't have that in my story, or I don't have that level of trauma or whatever in my story. It doesn't matter. There are people that need to hear and see you speaking their story and helping them to be able to heal through it. Your story is needed. You are being called forward. Goddess Gemma says, I receive it. Yes, Goddess Keisha, our stories matter. Yes, Goddess Tanisha, our stories matter. I have a calling. Yes, yes, your stories, no matter the things. Yes, Goddess Sandra, my story will heal other people. No matter how tiny or how mundane or how throwaway you think that certain things are, there are people that need to hear it. There are people who are waiting right now. What I told actually one of these goddesses when we were talking about the deadline and moving past procrastination and, you know, who the person would be who is reading her book. And I said, that person right now is sitting somewhere Googling or looking through Amazon or looking through Instagram or whatever, and desperately needing to hear what you have to say. Are you going to leave her hanging? Are you going to leave her hanging? Or are you going to step up and step into your truth and do the thing that you must do? When I said to that woman at Omega, that beautiful, amazing, awesome woman, hey sis, yes, put it in the store because yes, the book will be there. When I said that to her, in that moment, I was turning my shoulds into a must. I should write a book a year. I should do this. I should get it out. I should get these books finished, you know, and, you know, actually, in fact, those of us who write, we know that when I said, well, I haven't written it yet, that I'm lying. I have probably 20 books on my hard drive and in my notebooks and etc., but they're not in the world, so I have not written it yet. But it's turning my shoulds, like I should do that, into musts, that it's a non-negotiable. We all have things in our lives that are non-negotiables. We know that we shower. We know that we brush our teeth. We know that we eat. We know that we drink water. There are things that we know that are non-negotiables. And the same thing needs to be true with however you're going to put your story into the world. For some people, that may be artwork. For some people, that may be a speaking tour. For some people, it may be a one-woman performative show. And for many of you, it will be a book. And for those of you who are, and so the wonderful thing is that I'm so excited that, next week I'm going to launch, the Spiritpreneur Visibility Book Lab for those who are writing nonfiction empowerment books. And my beautiful goddess, Janice, who's in the comments, I told her, stay right there. I'm about to talk about her. Because if you have a fiction book, then don't come to me. Go to Goddess Janice, who has her name is Janice Brantle, and she has a beautiful program called your Novel Finishing School, and she will work with you on that. I will work with you to birth your empowerment books and birth a business out of it, how to monetize it, how to structure it, how to get out into the world, the differences between, like, this book was published by Simon & Schuster, and then Walmart published the book. So here was the copy Simon & Schuster published, which was the bigger copy. And then Walmart, it's the same exact book, same length, but they changed the structure and, put it together. And so I'm so excited that I am answering, yes, my calling in birthing this new Visibility Lab offering. Woo-hoo! And so that's what we want to do. We want to change our shoulds to our musts. And we want to be able to say, instead of being like, we're underestimating ourselves, go ahead, underestimate me. That'll be fun. And we can only do that. We can only do that when we dare. When we dare to step into our power, when we dare to step into ourselves, when we dare to say, what would I do if I knew that I could not fail? When we dare to do that, Goddess Shanita needs Goddess Janice. Goddess Janice's last name is Brantle, Brantle. And Goddess Janice, if you can get to on Instagram right now, Goddess Shanita is wanting to connect with you. So if you can, go to the Instagram chat at Abiola TV. Goddess Janice Brantle. Goddess Janice Brantle. And if you can't find her afterward, just let me know and I can always just send you a direct link. Yes, we are changing. Affirm it in the comments again. If you haven't, I am changing my shoulds to my musts. I am changing my shoulds. I should do that. I'm gonna do that to my musts. And so I'm looking at all of my beautiful clients who I see here, who I know you have your books in you. I'm looking at all of my beautiful clients, my beautiful tribe members who I know have. One of you I just saw in the comments, but I can't find your comment now, said you just released a book last week. We don't want that book to just sit there. We want it to go out. Your book is mystery. My book is ministry. Type that in the comments. Or me telling my story is ministry. Me telling my story is ministry. This is ministry that you are doing. And that's what I told our beautiful Christian life coach. I said, this is your ministry. It's the same exact thing. Your calling was to be a Christian life coach. You were called. And so this is your ministry. Goddess Brantle says anyone who needs help with fictional books, your novel, can go to poetryinmotion with 2 eyes.com. Poetryinmotion with 2 eyes.com. Yes, Goddess Shanita, my story is ministry. Yes, it is your ministry. It is your ministry. Absolutely, Goddess Keisha. I'm changing my shoulds to my musts. I am changing my shoulds to my musts. And so every part of your story deserves changing, and your story is shifting year to year. There are parts of your story that will become, what you don't want to do is you don't want to, there are people who get stuck in their story and they're not moving that energy forward, and they keep telling the same story over and over. And it's because you need to tell it and share it, heal it, get it out into the world. And so then you don't have to keep telling it. There it is. It's in your book. There it is. It's in the world. There it is. It's in your artwork. There it is. It's there. And it's available for, it's helping your healing and the healing of others. And that's why we're here. We're here to evolve ourselves, but we're here to evolve the consciousness, the global consciousness of all of us who incarnated here together at this time. This is no accident. It's no accident that these two beautiful, amazing women from two different totally spheres of life, and they're actually in two different countries, would say to me on the same day in the same afternoon, that the woman in that morning said, you the spiritual book writing lady, in the same morning that I would wake up and write this down, in the same morning would say my book has to be out by my birthday. And they said it with the same exact phrasing, just because the universe, our creator, is so dope that just wanted to say, okay, let me make this clear for you, Abiola, because you have been misinterpreting and shoulding around this. I should know. Let me make this crystal clear for you. Let me make this crystal clear for you. And so I'm so excited because what are our affirmations for today? You have a story to tell. I have a story to tell. My story matters. My story matters. My story matters. And this year is already phenomenal. Yes. Yes, Goddess Half Moon Eyes. Tell it so you can make space. Tell it so you can make sacred space in your life. Yes, God is only case that spirit will get you all the way together. Yes, 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 yes. Goddess Keisha, my book and my stories are my ministry. This is going to be a wonderful week, and I want to share with all of you. I will be sharing also a lot of free resources as well for people who are wanting to get their nonfiction books into the world. I will make sure to post for people who are wanting to get their fiction books into the world, Goddess Janice's links, because we got some things to do. And I'm looking forward to seeing all of y'all at the Omega Retreat when you're going to buy the book that I have not written yet. And if you don't think it'll be there, are you receiving that today? Are you receiving how powerful, how magical, how special and chosen you are? Yes, 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 yes. Happy Goddess Temple Sunday, my beautiful, incredible sisters. I am so glad that we are a part of this beautiful, sacred, healing sister circle. Be seen, be heard, be an amazing movement. Namaste, goddesses. Namaste. Yes. Oh my goodness. It's going to be good. 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 Yes.